Chosen one, the skies have spoken, and you are standing inside a moment that was written long before this hour was ever reached. You did not stumble upon this message. You were called forward by divine appointment and sacred precision. Anointed one, the restlessness you have carried, the deep stillness that followed seasons of prolonged waiting, the quiet knowing that something has rearranged itself without any visible reason, all of it was heaven signaling that a verdict has been rendered, and it has come out in your favor. The battles that hollowed you out have reached their conclusion. The burden you carried without complaint has been witnessed, weighed, and answered. Chosen one, you are standing at the edge of a supernatural release, where promotion is being poured out, provision is being unlocked, and a lifelong companion prepared by heaven itself is being drawn into alignment with the path you are walking. This is not sudden feeling. This is fulfillment arriving exactly when it was always meant to. The vision held out for its appointed moment, and now it is beginning to breathe, just as it is written in Habakkuk 2 verse 3. Anointed one, what is drawing near will not demand striving. It will come wrapped in peace, wrapped in clarity, and wrapped in a recognition that will settle so deep within you that nothing will be able to shake it loose. Heaven's confirmations are not always thunderous or elaborately explained. Sometimes the most sacred signals arrive quietly, steadily, simply enough to return to when the soul grows dry. What has been set apart for you rests here, not straining, not anxious, not uncertain. Chosen one, heaven is not revisiting your failures, it is honoring your endurance. The moment you pressed play, something shifted that you could not have engineered even if you had tried. There are seasons when God allows silence, not as a sign of absence, but as a method of concealment. And you have been living inside one of those seasons longer than you anticipated. You carried promises in your chest quietly. You learned how to keep standing when no one was watching. You learned how to go on believing when every surrounding circumstance refused to confirm it. That kind of faithfulness is rare, and heaven does not look past it. Heaven keeps a record of it. The truth is this: you were never drifting, you were being protected. What registered as delay was actually divine shaping, forming you into someone capable of sustaining what is now being set free. Anointed one, the partner heaven is dispatching is not a reward for patience but a response to readiness. God does not unite two people because enough time has passed. He unites them because sufficient preparation has been completed. You have been refined in ways that went unseen. I know this because refinement always leaves the same mark. You became slower to speak, quicker to discern, less drawn to surface-level connection, more attuned to the presence of peace. You stopped pursuing intensity and began honoring stillness instead. That shift was not born from comfort. It was born from pressure, from nights when you prayed without language, and from days when you obeyed without certainty. Heaven was present for every single one of those moments. That is precisely why this union is being released now, and not any sooner. Chosen one, there were moments when you asked yourself whether God had retained the details of your prayers, not the public ones offered in rooms full of people, but the private ones whispered when no other ear could hear. Heaven did not misplace them. Heaven intentionally held them in reserve, because the kind of companionship being sent toward you must be able to stand beside your calling, not compete with it. I have observed what unfolds when love arrives before identity has solidified. It builds dependence instead of destiny. God refused to offer you something that would quietly diminish you. Instead, He shaped you into someone who could walk inside love without dissolving into it. That is why the season of waiting pressed down so heavily. It was not vacant, it was instructional. Anointed one, this is where divine timing becomes undeniable. Scripture tells us that the vision waits for its appointed time and will not disappoint, as it is written in Habakkuk 2 verse 3. That appointed time is not a date marked on a calendar. It is a condition of readiness. And you are ready now in ways you were not before. You can recognize peace without needing excitement to accompany it. You can sense alignment without requiring external proof. You no longer need someone to make you complete, which is the very reason heaven can now trust you with partnership. I offer this as someone who learned it through the difficulty of lived experience. When the longing for connection was at its most acute, I was not yet prepared to steward what I was asking for. It was only after seasons of loss, of stillness, and of complete surrender that clarity finally arrived. That is how God operates. He does not rush what must endure. Chosen one, the love now moving toward you will not arrive through disorder. It will arrive through recognition. There will be a familiarity that reaches deeper than rational thought. Not obsession, not urgency, but a quiet knowing that settles into the center of your spirit. This is how heaven communicates when something is truly from God. Angels do not announce themselves with noise. They guide with precision. The same presence that kept you safe in isolation is now orchestrating movement. Pathways are adjusting. Schedules are rearranging themselves. Conversations you have not yet had are already being prepared in advance. This is divine coordination, and it does not require your management. It requires only your alignment. Anointed one, do not underestimate how much your period of waiting actually trained you. You learned how to hear from God without demanding constant confirmation. You learned how to sit with discomfort without releasing your faith. Those are not minor capacities. They are foundational requirements for covenant. The partner being sent to you has been walking through their own process of refinement, a different narrative, but the same fire. Heaven does not bring two people together who have not yet learned how to stand on their own. That is why this encounter will feel settled instead of turbulent. Love that carries purpose always does. Chosen one, there is a reason you refused to compromise when compromise would have been far simpler. The world offered you alternatives, but something inside you would not shift. That resistance was not stubbornness. It was wisdom, even when it felt like isolation. Heaven honors that kind of obedience, and what is now being released will not drain the life from you. It will strengthen what is already there. This partnership will multiply what God has already constructed within you. It will not pull you away from your assignment. It will bring it into sharper focus. Anointed one, take this moment as confirmation, not as a set of new instructions. You are not required to manufacture the next step. Heaven is already moving ahead of your position. What has been prepared will come to meet you in peace, not in pressure. Stay rooted. Stay present. Allow trust to displace anticipation. The season of waiting is drawing to a close, not because you grew exhausted, but because you grew ready. Chosen one, what is unfolding now is not emotional timing. It is spiritual positioning. Heaven does not move when longing rises to its loudest pitch. Heaven moves when alignment becomes quiet and stable. That is why just before this shift, you noticed something change within you. Certain individuals no longer held the same gravitational pull. Certain conversations began feeling draining instead of energizing. Certain desires softened without any deliberate effort on your part. That was not loss. That was refinement completing its work. God does not remove things carelessly. He removes them when they have finished the purpose they were assigned. Anointed one, there is something essential you must understand about divine partnership. It does not arrive to pull you out of emptiness. It arrives to multiply what is already whole. You were never designed to enter love in a broken state, desperate, incomplete. Heaven waited until you learned how to remain upright without leaning on someone else, how to breathe without needing reassurance, how to rest in peace without requiring an explanation for it. I have moved through that kind of season personally, where solitude forced a level of honesty that comfort had never required, and where silence revealed what years of noise had concealed. It was uncomfortable, but it was necessary, because anything constructed before truth is fully stable will fracture under pressure. God protected you from that fracture. Chosen one, the partner approaching you is not coming to repair wounds you refuse to examine. They are coming because those wounds no longer govern you. You did the interior work that most people spend their lives avoiding. You sat with pain rather than masking it. You learned forgiveness without waiting for closure. You stopped rehearsing old narratives and started listening to what your spirit was genuinely communicating. That kind of invisible labor carries tremendous weight with heaven. Heaven reads it as readiness. This is why the next connection will feel entirely unlike what came before. There will be no urgency to define it too soon, no anxiety around securing it, no underlying fear of watching it disappear. Peace will lead, not passion alone. Anointed One. Scripture tells us that God becomes a sheltering place and surrounds His people with songs of rescue, as it is written in Psalm 32 verse 7. For you, that was not poetic language. That was a lived process. You were hidden intentionally, shielded from imitations that appeared convincing but carried the wrong season. Preserved from connections that would have redirected you away from your true course. Heaven did not keep you waiting to evaluate your patience. Heaven kept you waiting to guard your future. You did not miss anything that belonged to you. You were protected from what would have cost you your peace. Chosen One. Notice how the atmosphere surrounding you feels different now. Not louder, but cleaner. Decisions arrive with less resistance. Discernment operates with greater sharpness. You no longer interrogate every signal because you have learned to trust the inner voice. This is how you recognize that the shift is genuine. When heaven moves, confusion does not expand, it contracts. The noise recedes. What remains is clarity. The divine partner drawing toward you will receive that clarity immediately. They will not require you to perform or to present an idealized version of yourself. They will encounter you as you actually are, not as you strategically appear to be. This is alignment, not merely attraction. Anointed One, understand this clearly. Heaven does not rush introductions. Heaven arranges encounters. The meeting may register as ordinary on the surface, but something underneath it will speak to your spirit in a language you already know. A recognition that does not depend on chemistry alone, a composed familiarity that feels anchored rather than borrowed. This is how connections ordained by God reveal themselves. He does not confirm through commotion. He confirms through peace. When it is genuinely right, your spirit and your mind will not be at war with each other. They will agree. Chosen One. Do not be startled if the final stretch before this encounter feels unusually quiet. Often, just before God introduces something new, He reduces the volume of distractions. This is not the return of isolation. This is the arrival of focus. The same God who walked with you through solitude is now walking you into union. Nothing about this is hurried. Nothing about it is manufactured. Heaven is not running late. Heaven is precisely on time. Anointed One, let this truth come to rest inside you. You are no longer being prepared for love. You are being positioned for partnership. What is coming will feel grounded, steady, and directed by purpose. And when it arrives, you will understand at last why everything that preceded it had to reach its conclusion. Chosen One, there is a sacred pattern that consistently emerges just before heaven releases what has been promised. It is the season of unveiling, not unveiling the promise itself, but unveiling everything that cannot accompany you into it. This is why former connections may surface unexpectedly. Conversations you believed were permanently closed may knock again. Opportunities that once carried temptation may reappear looking familiar. This is not confusion returning. This is confirmation arriving. Heaven is allowing contrast so you can perceive clearly just how far you have traveled. What once felt magnetic now feels weighted. What once felt electric now feels misaligned. That is not loss. That is discernment operating. Anointed One, God does this because He will not send you into divine partnership while unresolved attachments remain active. Not emotional ones, not spiritual ones, not identity ones. Before the authentic arrives, the counterfeit will often make one final appearance, not to entrap you, but to reveal you, to demonstrate that your responses have transformed, that you no longer respond from a place of hunger, but from a place of wholeness. I have witnessed this in my own life. The very thing I had once pleaded for came back around, and instead of excitement, there was only clarity. Instead of desire, there was the quiet peace of being able to say no without conflict. That was not rejection. That was graduation. Chosen One, this unveiling is not theatrical. It is subtle. It registers in your body before your mind catches up. A tightening in your chest when something is wrong, a quiet unsettledness when words sound attractive but the energy beneath them feels hollow. Your time of waiting sharpened this perception. You were trained to listen beneath the surface. Heaven was teaching you how to identify alignment without requiring an explanation for it. That capacity matters now, because divine partnership requires discernment above emotion. Anointed One, Scripture instructs us to examine what presents itself, and not to receive everything that appears beneficial as though it is genuinely from God, as it is written in 1 John 4 verse 1. This is not a posture of suspicion. It is a posture of wisdom. Love that originates from God will not compress your timeline or crowd out your peace. It will honor where you are. It will not demand that you abandon your inner quiet in order to sustain it. Anything that requires urgency, exerts pressure, or introduces fear is not from heaven, regardless of how recognizable it appears. Chosen One, if this word is resonating in your spirit, pause right now and type, "I receive" in the comments below. This is not simply an act of engagement, it is an act of spiritual agreement. You are declaring that you are open to what heaven has already set in motion. Subscribe if you have not yet, because what comes next in this channel is going to be crucial for the season you are entering. Chosen One, you may be noticing that saying no has become less complicated than it used to be. Walking away no longer inflicts the wound it once did. You no longer require explanations or formal closure to release what is not aligned. That is growth. That is authority in motion. Heaven is observing how you steward this season, not to pass judgment upon you, but to confirm readiness. Every time you choose peace over nostalgia, alignment over attachment, wisdom over unregulated feeling, you are demonstrating that you can be trusted with what is approaching. Anointed One, this is also the season when your discernment guards you from self-sabotage. When something concludes now, it concludes cleanly. No internal warfare, no drawn-out confusion. That is because your identity is no longer contingent on being selected by other people. You know who chose you first, and when identity is established, the grip of attachment loosens naturally. Heaven no longer needs to warn you with great volume. Your spirit already perceives. Chosen One, do not mourn what releases itself in this season. What departs now cannot follow you into what lies ahead. Divine partnership requires space. Clean space, peaceful space, space not cluttered by old expectations or unexamined wounds. God is not taking anything from you. He is clearing the room. When the authentic arrives, it must arrive into stillness, not into competition with what preceded it. Anointed One, this unveiling also reveals something significant about where you now stand. You are no longer swayed by words in isolation. You observe patterns. You track consistency. You sense the intention beneath the surface. This is maturity at work. The love heaven is sending will be steady, not persuasive. It will not need to campaign for your trust. It will substantiate itself through time. Divine alignment always validates itself without exerting pressure. Chosen One, there is a reason this discernment was cultivated before the encounter, not after it. If love had arrived in an earlier season, you might have confused intensity for purpose. Now you possess something better. Now you can identify peace as its own form of power. That is why this season feels quieter. Heaven performs its most significant work in silence. Anointed One, stay present, stay grounded. You are not being evaluated to determine worthiness. You are being shown that you are already ready. The unveiling is not a conclusion. It is the final clearing before arrival. When the imitation fades, the genuine thing has space to appear. Chosen One, hold steady. Do not press forward with urgency. Do not reach backward with longing. What belongs to you is already in motion toward you, drawn by alignment rather than effort. And when it comes, you will recognize it not because it overwhelms you, but because it gives your spirit rest. Chosen One, there is a phase of this journey that few people describe openly, not the beginning where faith burns with visible fire, and not the fulfillment where joy becomes outwardly apparent, but the extended middle where nothing is catastrophically wrong and yet nothing is visibly complete. This is where endurance is constructed, where faith is no longer carried by emotional surge, but by deliberate decision. You wake up, you do what is required, you remain kind, you remain steady, you trust that heaven is still at work even when the days feel entirely unremarkable. This is sacred ground, even when it offers no feeling of significance. Anointed one, the fatigue of quiet faithfulness carries a different weight than despair. It does not announce itself loudly. It exhales slowly. It appears as doing the right thing without inspiration to sustain it. It looks like consistency when no one acknowledges it. It feels like believing without receiving fresh confirmation. If this is where you are, it does not indicate a weakness in your faith. It indicates that your faith has matured past its need for constant reassurance. Heaven does not withdraw when things grow quiet. Often that is precisely when the deepest transformation is taking place. Chosen one, I am familiar with this season because I have inhabited it personally. The season where the promise has settled securely in the heart but is still delayed in the hands. Where prayer is no longer desperate, merely faithful. Where you have stopped asking for signs and now ask only for the strength to remain in alignment. This is not regression. This is refinement enduring pressure. God trusts you enough now to allow you to walk without continuous explanation. That level of trust is not distributed carelessly. Anointed one, Scripture returns again and again to the subject of those who endure, not those who accelerate, not those who ignite brilliantly and briefly, but those who remain. Endurance is faith that has learned how to breathe slowly. It is arriving in ordinary moments carrying an extraordinary trust that the timing remains secured in God's hands. This is why your forward movement may feel invisible. Endurance does not announce itself. It simply continues. Chosen one, in this season, the opposition does not come with great noise. It arrives as small, quiet questions. Is anything actually happening? Did you mishear God? Should this have come to pass by now? These are not accusations, they are erosions. And the response is not louder faith. The response is steadier faith, the kind that returns repeatedly to what was already settled. You do not require a new word. You need to remember the last true one. Anointed one, faith under pressure rarely appears impressive to observers. It looks like reporting to work, paying close attention, extending patience toward people who cannot understand your timeline. It looks like selecting peace when reaction was available. It looks like holding your position without any need to defend it publicly. These are not insignificant actions. They are the very things that protect the promise while it matures toward release. Chosen one, there is a quiet authority in repetition, in returning to the same simple prayer, in anchoring yourself to the same settled truth, in grounding yourself when nothing dramatic is occurring. I have come to understand that faith is rarely maintained through uninterrupted revelation. It is maintained by returning to what has already been revealed and refusing to allow it to erode. Sometimes what steadies the soul most is not another elaborate explanation, but a simple reminder revisited again and again. Anointed one, a quiet reminder has been placed carefully, not as instruction but as something stable to return to when the days stretch long. Hear this clearly. Heaven has not decelerated because you are tired. Heaven has calibrated its pace because what is being constructed must endure. You are not behind. You are not late. You have not missed anything. You are moving at the exact speed that protects the promise. Chosen one, waiting is not the same as passivity. It means remaining in alignment without forcing motion. It means trusting that God is arranging what you cannot access from where you stand. It means allowing your character to remain intact while circumstances catch up with the spirit realm. This is where many people falter, not because they cease believing, but because they cease remaining. You have remained. That matters enormously. Anointed one, there will be days in this season when you feel nothing remarkable. No swell of hope, no signal of approaching change, simply routine. Do not mistake routine for stagnation. Seeds develop underground without communicating their progress. Roots reach downward in places no one observed. If growth required constant visibility, nothing with genuine staying power would survive. What is forming right now is protected precisely because it is quiet. Chosen one, your consistency carries weight in the realm of the Spirit. Every time you select patience over pressure, alignment over urgency, trust over control, something in the invisible realm stabilizes. This is how promises are preserved, not by force but by faithfulness. God is not asking you to feel strong. He is honoring the fact that you have remained steady. Anointed one, the partner being prepared for you is walking through their own version of this identical season. Ordinary days, quiet obedience, learning to remain without knowing when. Heaven synchronizes endurance before it synchronizes encounter. That is why this season feels so profoundly internal. Two separate paths are being stabilized so that when they converge, neither one collapses under the weight of expectation. Chosen one, you are not required to generate excitement as evidence of your faith. You are not required to feel certain in order to remain aligned. Faith that endures does not need to announce its presence. It simply continues forward, and heaven responds to that quality of faith with remarkable precision. Timing is not accidental. It is protected. Anointed one, allow this portion of the journey to be exactly what it is, not a test to escape, but a strengthening to finish. You are closer than your perception suggests, not because you feel it, but because you have remained when others would have rushed past the moment or reversed direction. That is the signature of readiness. Chosen one, stay here, breathe here, remain steady here. What is forming does not require your urgency. It requires your endurance, and endurance has already been proven in you. Chosen one, there is a moment in every divine process when heaven transitions from shaping you to positioning you. Nothing external announces it. There is no signal, no visible marker, no dramatic declaration. The only evidence is internal, a deeper calm, a quieter confidence, a sensation that you are no longer bracing for something to fracture. This is not relief. This is readiness fully settling into place. You are not waiting the way you once did. You are standing, anointed one. Positioning frequently feels anticlimactic. You prepared yourself for a dramatic shift, but instead clarity arrived. You expected acceleration, but stability comes in its place. That is because God does not propel you forward by destabilizing everything simultaneously. He establishes you so that when movement comes, it does not knock you off your foundation. I learned this during a season when I was certain nothing was occurring, only to discover afterward that everything essential had already been arranged quietly in the background. Heaven rarely announces alignment publicly. It reveals it through peace. Chosen one, you may be noticing that your responses have transformed. Things that once generated urgency now pass through you without leaving a residue. You do not feel compelled to explain yourself at length. You do not pursue reassurance. You do not feel the need to secure outcomes in advance. This is not emotional detachment. This is authority. Authority does not hurry. It remains because it carries the knowledge that it will not be overlooked. Anointed one, positioning also brings separation without accompanying drama. Certain spaces no longer accommodate you. Certain conversations feel shallow. Certain environments exhaust you faster than they formerly did. This is not judgment forming in you. This is alignment clarifying your awareness. When God prepares to introduce someone into your life who carries genuine destiny, He adjusts your tolerance for what distracts from it. You are not becoming difficult. You are becoming precise. Chosen one. That precision matters because divine partnership cannot survive in an atmosphere of ongoing chaos. It requires clarity. It requires two people who understand when to move and when to hold still, two people who carry no need to prove their worth to each other, who can share silence without anxiety moving between them. That capacity is being finalized in you right now. Heaven is not only preparing a meeting, heaven is preparing sustainability. Anointed one, you might be experiencing a curious mixture of quiet alertness and calm. Not excitement, not apprehension, but a steady watchfulness. That is spiritual awareness activating. You are no longer scanning frantically for signs. You are noticing alignment as it appears. You are not asking what if anymore. You are simply present. This is how you recognize that you are truly positioned. The future is no longer pulling you off balance. It is meeting you exactly where you stand. Chosen one. Positioning also exposes impatience when it attempts to return. Old patterns may whisper that you should do more, push harder, initiate contact, accelerate the process. But something in you resists those whispers now. You are learning that movement initiated before the right moment costs more than it produces. God is not withholding direction. He is protecting timing. And timing is not governed by effort. It is guarded by obedience. Anointed one, heaven is arranging encounters that require no manipulation from you, no strategy, no performance, no elaborate spiritual labor. When the moment arrives, it will feel natural because it was prepared in advance rather than forced into existence. You will not need to convince yourself it is correct. You will recognize it the way you recognize truth when it arrives. It will settle rather than stir. Chosen one, do not be surprised if life feels unusually uncomplicated right now. Fewer emotional extremes, fewer internal debates, fewer dramatic highs and lows. This simplicity is not stagnation. It is alignment generating space. God removes excess before He introduces weight. What is coming requires room to land without competition. Anointed one, the strength you carry now was forged in seasons that occurred out of public sight. That strength is what will make the coming season sustainable. You are not stepping towards something fragile. You are stepping towards something fortified. Heaven does not dispatch partners to those who still require rescuing. Heaven dispatches partners to those who have demonstrated they know how to stand. Chosen one, this is where heaven begins directing focus toward convergence. Not the encounter yet, but the narrowing of paths. The moment when many open possibilities quietly fall away, and only what is truly aligned continues forward. You may not observe it occurring, but you can sense it. Life feels less diffuse. Your attention has become more singular. Your energy is no longer distributed in 10 different directions simultaneously. That is not coincidence. That is convergence at work. Anointed one, convergence does not introduce itself with celebration. It presents itself as simplification. Fewer alternatives, sharper priorities, stronger interior boundaries. You are no longer entertaining hypothetical scenarios. You are living from what is actually real. This is how heaven brings two lives together without collision. Before paths intersect, distractions are cleared away. Before union arrives, focus is sharpened. God removes the surplus so that when the meeting happens, it is uncluttered. Chosen one, you may be finding that your intuition has become quieter but more accurate, less noise, greater precision. You no longer overanalyze signals. You perceive alignment swiftly and misalignment even faster. This is not suspicion. This is discernment that has been matured through lived experience. In an earlier chapter of your journey, discernment was acquired through pain. Now it functions through peace. That transition carries significance. Heaven does not bring covenant connection into confusion. It brings it into clarity. Anointed one, convergence also communicates something about timing. When paths are genuinely aligning, urgency recedes. You are no longer in a hurry to arrive, because something within you already carries the knowledge that arrival is inevitable. This is not passivity. It is confidence anchored in trust. I recall a moment in my own process when I stopped calculating the timeline entirely, not because I had surrendered the promise, but because I no longer needed the schedule to feel secure in it. That was when things began to shift. Chosen one, this phase calls for gentleness with yourself. The mind may still attempt to calculate and project. The heart may still carry questions, but your spirit already knows what your mind is in the process of catching up to. You are not waiting inside uncertainty anymore. You are waiting inside alignment. Those are not the same experience. One drains you, the other steadies you. Anointed one, heaven is also preparing recognition. Not recognition from the watching world, but recognition between souls. When two people are genuinely aligned by God, they identify each other without requiring an explanation. Not through credentials, not through perfectly arranged circumstances, but through resonance. This recognition cannot take place if either person is still scattered. That is why convergence is necessary. It brings both lives into the same frequency. Chosen one. You may discover that conversation feels more intentional now. Silence feels less weighted. Being alone feels less like absence. These are indicators of readiness. When a person can be fully present without requiring external stimulation, they are genuinely prepared for partnership that is built on substance. Anointed one. Say this out loud right now. Do not let these words remain only in your mind. Speak them into the atmosphere. Almighty Father, I come before you now not with striving, but with surrender. I receive the alignment you have been preparing. I declare that every season of waiting was not wasted. It was forming me into someone who can carry what you are releasing. I release every attachment to what was not ordained for me. I release urgency. I release the need to control what only you can orchestrate. I receive the peace that precedes your movement. I receive clarity in place of confusion. I receive the divine partnership that has been written for my path, and I trust that it is already in motion toward me. I will not chase it. I will not force it. I will remain present, grounded, and aligned, because I trust the one who holds the timing. What has been promised to me in secret, I now receive openly. I declare that I am ready, not because I feel it perfectly, but because you have said it is so. In the name of Jesus, Amen. Chosen one. In the next 72 hours, the opposition will attempt to convince you that nothing has actually changed. He will direct your attention toward every unchanged circumstance. He will whisper that you were simply being emotional, that the shift you sensed was fabricated feeling, that the promises were for someone else. Do not receive those words. Reversals are established in the spirit before they manifest in the physical. What has been decreed cannot be recalled by what you can or cannot yet observe. Walk by what has been revealed to your spirit, not by what your natural eyes are currently reporting. The evidence is coming. Walk toward it. Chosen one. There arrives a phase when heaven begins examining not your faith but your restraint. You are no longer being called to believe that something is approaching. You are being invited to trust yourself not to interfere with the way it arrived. This is subtle, and it is genuinely challenging, because when readiness is high, the impulse to move prematurely intensifies. But divine timing is not protected by action. It is protected by obedience. You are learning how to stand at the edge without stepping off before the moment is complete. Anointed one. This is where strong, capable people sometimes stumble, not from lack of discipline, but because they confuse readiness with permission. You feel capable now. You feel clear. You feel settled. And that is entirely true. But clarity does not always mean proceed. Sometimes it means remain still without strain. I have lived this, when everything in me was genuinely aligned and yet the door remained closed, not because God was withholding, but because He was still arranging other variables, other conditions, other details beyond my line of sight. Had I moved early, I would have disrupted what was being assembled for lasting strength. Chosen one. This season refines discernment in a new dimension. Earlier discernment helped you identify and avoid the wrong things. Now it helps you avoid the right things at the wrong moment. That is a higher register of trust. You are no longer deciding between what is clearly good and what is clearly harmful. You are discerning between what is good and what is God's timing. That distinction requires stillness. It requires humility. It requires believing that heaven can perceive angles that remain outside your range of vision. Anointed one. Impatience at this stage frequently disguises itself as responsibility. You may think, I should prepare more thoroughly. I should take some kind of initiative. I should be doing something visible. But heaven has already made the necessary preparations. What remains now is protection. God is not asking you to do nothing. He is asking you to remain aligned without reaching for control. Control is not faithful stewardship. It is anxiety wearing the mask of purpose. Chosen one. Notice how different this waiting feels from what you experienced in earlier seasons. It is not desperate. It is attentive. It is not hollow. It is full, but contained. This is the posture of someone who knows the promise is genuine and no longer requires motion to prove their belief in it. That is maturity. Heaven responds to this quality of faith with remarkable speed, because it does not disrupt what is being carefully assembled. Chosen one. This is the threshold, not the dramatic crossing, but the quiet certainty of standing directly in front of what has been forming all along. Everything that preceded this moment trained you how to arrive here without fear. You are no longer pressing forward toward fulfillment. You are allowing it to reveal itself at the proper moment. Heaven does not bring divine encounters to those who are perpetually reaching forward. It brings them to those who are present enough to receive. Anointed one. There is a stillness that settles just before alignment becomes visible, not suspense, but certainty in the absence of details. Your questions may have softened, not because answers arrived on schedule, but because trust arrived instead. This is the posture heaven is looking for at the moment of release, when curiosity no longer carries anxiety inside it, when anticipation no longer carries pressure, when faith no longer requires reassurance in order to remain standing. Chosen one. You have moved out of striving without fully realizing it. The old compulsion to make things happen has dissolved. The need to interpret every moment for hidden meaning has eased. This is not indifference. This is maturity. You are no longer attempting to manage the promise. You are allowing it to come to meet you. And what is allowed moves with an entirely different quality than what is chased. Anointed one. Divine meetings are not collisions. They are recognitions. They occur when two lives have been sufficiently prepared to meet without creating disturbance. No shock, no spiraling confusion, no internal conflict. Simply a composed awareness that something fit. This is why the process required the length it did. Recognition requires clarity, and clarity only arrives after the noise has been removed. Chosen one. What you are stepping into does not require a performance from you. It does not need your most polished presentation. It meets you where you genuinely are, because where you genuinely are has finally become solid ground. You are not bringing wounds into this encounter. You are bringing wisdom. You are not bringing hunger into this. You are bringing wholeness. Heaven does not unite people to complete one another. It unites them to multiply what is already stable in each of them. Anointed one. When the moment comes, it will not overwhelm you. It will settle you. Your breath will slow. Your body will release its held tension. Your spirit will recognize before your mind has finished processing. That is how alignment communicates, not through intensity, but through a peace that holds its own ground. Anything that rushes you is not from God. Anything that steadies you carries His signature. Chosen one. There is a humility that accompanies this moment. Not pride, not triumph, but gratitude. You remember how long the road was. You remember who you were when you first set out. And rather than reaching for validation, you feel something closer to reverence. You begin to understand, not all at once but enough, why things unfolded precisely the way they did. Anointed one. What comes next will not erase your history. It will redeem it. The loneliness will finally make sense. The restraint will demonstrate its value. The endurance will show its full purpose. Nothing was discarded. Not a single season, not one delay. Heaven does not discard lives. It refines them until they are capable of carrying weight without fracturing. Chosen one. This meeting is not an ending. It is a beginning resting on a completed foundation. You are not stepping towards something fragile. You are stepping towards something that has been prepared on both sides with extraordinary care. That preparation is what makes it peaceful. That preparation is what makes it stable. That preparation is what makes it built to last. Anointed one. From this point forward, your role is no longer simply to wait, but to remain honest, remain grounded, remain responsive to peace. What has been written will unfold without strain because it is not powered by urgency. It is carried by alignment. Chosen one, stand here without rushing ahead. Let the moment meet you fully. What is destined for you is not arriving late. It is arriving whole. Chosen one, you are not walking away from this moment without something in your hand. Heaven has already set things into motion, and what has been released cannot be recalled. This is your Kairos moment, not because the emotion feels right, but because alignment has been completed. The season of preparation has given way to the season of recognition. The love being sent toward you will arrive carrying peace, not pressure. Receive it with gratitude, because heaven only entrusts this kind of union to those who have learned how to wait without losing themselves in the process. Anointed one, receive this as confirmation. What you have prayed for in your most private moments has been acknowledged in the unseen realm. The transfer has already begun, not only of partnership, but of clarity, of stability, of spiritual covering. Walk forward without fear. Stay aligned. Stay faithful. Let gratitude guide your steps as you move ahead, knowing that what is forming is whole, protected, and appointed specifically for you. Chosen one, if your spirit bears witness to this word, leave a declaration in the comments. Type, "Heaven's timing is perfect," and stay connected to this channel so you continue walking in rhythm with what is unfolding, not from obligation, but from the recognition that you are not walking this season alone. Sometimes heaven's reminders arrive quietly, and something steady has been prepared for moments when the heart requires grounding. Anointed one, go now in peace. What heaven has written is already unfolding, and you are standing exactly where you are meant to be.